Hi listeners, it's Kat here from Aghast. I just wanted to take a minute outside of the show to let you know about alter ego empowerment coaching. It's time to invest in your relationship with yourself. We all have a tendency to put other people or tasks first, but in doing so, we can sometimes neglect our relationship with ourselves. Let me be your advocate and show you a kinder, gentler way to treat the most important person in your life, yourself. Alter Ego Wellness offers life coaching to help you achieve the life you desire through interactive online coaching sessions. We also offer online yoga and meditation classes. If you think Alter Ego Wellness may help you, please feel free to contact me, Catherine, at alteregowellness@outlook.com or at alteregowell on Instagram. Okay, now back to our show.
Ah, damn, folks. Oh, yeah, I see you there. I hear you fucking just sitting there, waiting to hear some death and dismay. Yeah, you smell that? Yeah, that smells like true crime. The truest of crime is all we deal with here. The most non-fiction, whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got on the docket for today's Castbox episode. We got an FBI profiler. We have a piece of shit who stutters, or a stuttering piece of shit, however you want to put it. We have a bakery that abuses its child workers. And Pocahontas. If you're thinking, finally, I was getting really tired of those woke Disney reboots. You're not wrong. You're not alone. They fucking suck. What's the score on Strange World right now? I know it's not a reboot, but it's what is that, like 12%?
Yeah, probably.
Fucking stop. Stop, goddammit. When Andor is the best thing you've put out in the last 2 years, like, that's pretty fucking horrendous. Fuck you, Disney, and fuck you, Bob Iger. No, today we are talking about Robert Hansen, the Butcher Baker, which sounds fucking stupid. And he was a piece of shit. So let's learn about him. I'm John.
And I'm Kat.
And this is Castbox.
Hey everyone.
Oh man. Shit.
This is interesting, I must say. We have a new recording setup where now, instead of sitting side by side, we're across from each other.
Yeah, so it's more like a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, and an opportunity to look into each other's eyes, which we rarely do because we're normally sitting beside each other playing video games.
Yeah.
I just realized your eyes are brown.
And I'm awkward with eye contact, as you know.
Yeah.
I tend to look at people's mouths rather than their eyes.
Yeah, and analyze their teeth and chapped lips.
Well, how are you today, John?
Shit. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's 10:47 in the a.m., so we thought, let's just get this fucker out of the way so we can start drinking and enjoy the rest of our Sunday. So
we enjoy doing this, too.
Yeah.
We enjoy, obviously, we do this for ourselves and for our listeners.
Well, it's mostly for ourselves, isn't it? Looking at the stats, it's mostly for ourselves.
Why don't you give us our disclaimer?
All right, cue the fucking music. Put on Debussy. Hey, folks. How's it going there? We here at Castbox have a lighter touch to true crime. We are like the Charmaine brand 3-ply cotton weave toilet paper, wiping the feces off the throbbing bloody hemorrhoid of true crime on the ass of podcasts. And the reason we have to have a little bit of levity, the reason we have to have this lighter touch is because true crime sucks. There's no two ways about it. Rape and murder is not fun, except for the fucking rapists and murderers. But we hate them because they're pieces of shit. And if you are not interested in listening to a podcast that purposely insults and ridicules and makes fun of and belittles rapists and murderers and their shithole families that created them, and all the other pieces of garbage that made their lives easier so that they can do their shithole crimes, you are, in fact, a fucking piece of garbage. And fuck off. For the rest of you, grab something nice and cold that's full of alcohol, like double-digit alcohol, and let's get right pissed while we get pissed off. Thank you, and good luck. Was that good enough for you?
That was beautiful. Thank you.
I think of that shit on the fly.
Oh,
on
you
the Marty
really?
McFly.
You cannot tell.
With my fantastic editing, that you cannot tell. What do we have for our listeners today?
All right, are you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's get on with the goddamn show.
Okay, today we were talking about Robert Hansen.
Oh, okay.
Today
is he one of the missing Hansen brothers?
He wish he was that cool. How dare you insult Hansen?
Bop, 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 doo, wop, bop.
We don't have rights.
Would you say bop is
bop, not bop?
Well, it depends on where you're from.
I would just sing it the way they do, and it's
Okay, but would you say that's scat?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Pop scat.
Pop scat.
Scat pop.
Speaking of scat, let's get into this story.
Robert Christian Hansen was born February 15th, 1939 in Estherville, Iowa.
1939, let's see what the board says. Old fuck alert.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
His family moved to California in 1942, but they stayed only for a brief time before they returned back to Iowa, settling down in Pocahontas. Pocahontas, Iowa.
Oh.
Not settling into Pocahontas.
Because like John Smith had already
claimed that. Or not claimed.
I claimed this land.
I didn't mean claimed.
These large tracts of land.
His Danish father and American mother owned a bakery in town.
Okay.
Robert's father was known to be very strict and would make Robert work long hours at the family's bakery. On top of having a strict father, Robert was also a bit of a loner. He was a shy boy who had a stutter that developed from being forced to use his right hand at the bakery despite being left-handed, and also had acne that left him permanently scarred. Sadly, Robert was bullied because of these things, and girls weren't very interested in him.
Oh, that sucks.
Robert developed a love for game hunting during his time alone as a youth. He took his anger out against the bullying and his family in the stalking of animals. He enjoyed the thrill of the hunt. In 1957, Robert had graduated from high school and joined the U.S. Army. He was trained and very skilled in marksmanship.
Oh, he was good with a gun. Good with a gun.
And would even volunteer his time as an assistant drill sergeant at the local police academy in Pocahontas, Iowa.
I didn't even know there was... I guess it makes sense that there would be assistant drill sergeants. Mm-hmm. I just think of the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
And it's like, can you imagine his assistant?
Or Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that guy was great.
He was good. Can you imagine the two of those in the same room?
That'd be like a lot of abuse.
Yeah. Despite his troubles with women, Robert met a woman and the couple married in 1960. However, very shortly after, Robert and other staff members from the bakery had burned down a school bus garage.
What?
Yeah. Robert's accomplice confessed to the crime, which resulted in Robert getting arrested and sentenced to 3 years in prison. His wife filed for divorce.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Like that right away?
I'm sure that would be enough to...
If I burned down a school bus garage, would you divorce me?
Yes.
But like there's no kids in it.
Okay. 20 months into his sentence, Robert was released from prison and he met and married another woman. The couple left Iowa in 1967 and moved to Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh boy, Anchorage. There's no crime there.
While there, he and his wife welcomed 2 children and opened up a bakery. People considered him very friendly and he seemed to be well liked in the community. Robert continued with his hunting hobby and broke many of the local hunting records.
Oh, for a second I thought you were going to say laws. Records. Got the biggest steer. Look at that. There's that 26-pointer.
One December day in 1971, Robert found himself in trouble with the law again as he was arrested for abduction and attempted rape.
Oh.
Yes,
that's
escalated.
Pretty, yeah. Well, Jesus, you think you'd break a few hunting laws first.
A local housewife was attacked by Robert. She remains unidentified. He was also arrested for the rape of a sex worker. Robert took a plea deal for the rape of the sex worker and pleaded guilty for the assault with a deadly weapon on the housewife.
What a fucking asshole.
He was sentenced to 5 years, but was released into a halfway house on a work program after 6 months.
What? Like, he raped people.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
In 1976, he was charged with larceny for the theft of a chainsaw. He was sentenced to five years for the chainsaw and had to undergo treatment for his bipolar.
That's fucking
So he didn't have to
stupid.
face that for the rape of 2 women and assault, but you steal a chainsaw in Alaska.
Well, hold on now. Now, that was a DeWalt, right? That was an expensive piece of machinery. How about we ask him...
Are Alaskans Southern?
I don't know. I don't know an Alaskan accent. I'm trying to, like, think of Sarah Palin in my head.
Yeah. Oh, don't you know? She kind of sounded like...
Did she have a Minnesotan?
She kind of sounded like she came out of Fargo.
Yeah.
After,
I think people need to be asking, what the fuck did you want that chainsaw for?
Yeah. After his release on June 13th, 1983, Robert met Cindy Paulson, a 17-year-old sex worker. After getting inside his car, Robert kidnapped her at gunpoint. He took her to his home and held her there against her will.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She was raped and tortured by Robert. He had her chained by the neck to a post in the basement. He eventually took her back outside and took her to the Merrillfield Airport, where he said they were going to go to his cabin, which was a small shack that could only be accessed by plane or boat.
Oh my God. Jeez, that's remote.
Cindy was naked and handcuffed in his car. But once he was loading the cockpit of his airplane, she saw her opportunity to escape. She took off running down towards 6th Avenue. Robert saw her and took off after her, but she made it to the road before him and was able to flag down a truck.
Oh my God, shit.
He took her to the local motel where she lived, and the police were called. She was able to describe Robert perfectly, right down to his stutter. When police questioned him, he said that he had met with Cindy, but she was trying to set him up, that nothing went on.
Oh yeah. This is how you set someone up, running down a fucking road naked.
He did have a strong alibi with 2 of his friends saying they were with him, so the police let him go.
Oh, that is so fucking ridiculous. This guy has a fucking rap sheet. Like, holy cow, what useless fucking assholes.
During this time, Detective Glenn Floth was investigating the potential of a serial killer, as several bodies were turning up around the areas of Seward, Matanuska, Sistina Valley, I probably butchered that,
Sistina Valley,
and Anchorage. An unidentified woman dubbed Eglutna Annie had been discovered on Eglutna Road by a construction worker. Joanna Messina was found in a gravel pit, and 23-year-old Sherry Morrow was discovered in the Nick River. She was buried in a shallow grave.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Detective Floth requested assistance from the FBI. They had connected him with a criminal profiler, and they nailed it. The profiler narrowed down that the perpetrator has low self-esteem, likely took souvenirs from his victims, was rejected from women, and could have a stutter.
Oh my goodness. That's
Can you believe that?
What is this, Hannibal Lecter gave this profile?
This profile, paired with the testimony from Cindy, the detectives zeroed their attention in on Robert.
Oh, now you're going to actually fucking do something. Useless fucking idiots.
The detectives turned their attention back to the friends who gave Robert his alibi the night Cindy was attacked, and the 2 friends both confessed that they had lied and that Robert was not with them that night.
This is so pathetic. Like, all they had to do was ask twice.
I know.
And they would have got the fucking info. Like, how fucking lazy are you?
Detectives brought Robert in to be questioned, but while they did that, they also obtained search warrants for all of his property, his plane, his house, and cars. When they arrived at Robert's house, detectives found guns, jewelry that was taken from the victims, and their IDs. They also found a map that was filled with 37 X marked areas throughout the map that was hidden behind his headboard.
Oh my goodness.
So 37 X marks the spots.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it was hidden.
And the fucking, like, trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the profiler had it dead on. I would love to know
how
what the education
I
of
have
a
a
profiler
book.
would be.
I have a book called The Profiler. I haven't read it yet, but it talks about...
It's actually about, like, a secretary
No,
who was very professional with her filing.
No,
She was
it's
really
not.
great at record retention. Her name was Judy.
All right, that was a stupid joke.
The detectives tested the .223 Ruger Mini 14 that was found in Richard's home with the shell cases that were found with the 3 other bodies that turned up, and they were a match. Detectives presented all of this evidence to Robert, who of course tried denying everything, but he eventually cracked. Robert confessed that he started his spree in 1971.
Holy fuck.
He typically went after sex workers and would kidnap them after they got in his car. He would then get them in his bush plane and would rape and torture them at his cabin. If any of the women did not submit to him, he would make them strip off their clothes, and then he would set them loose in the deep wilderness, where he would then begin hunting them.
Oh my fucking God. Are you serious?
Yeah, so he
that is so fucked.
got off on hunting them in the wilderness.
What a piece of fucking garbage.
He would hunt these women and take their jewelry as souvenirs after killing them. The marked spots on the maps were the victims' burial sites. Despite taking detectives to 17 grave sites, he only pleaded guilty to 4 of the 17 to 21 victims he had had. He was sentenced to 461 years in prison without any possibility of parole.
What was his reasoning for only
It didn't say. Yeah, it didn't say. Even though he took them to 17 grave sites, he only pleaded guilty to 4 of the 17 to 21 victims.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, so he was sentenced to 461 years without the possibility of parole.
Just kill him.
He died on August 21st, 2014 at the age of 75. His cause of death was listed as natural causes due to the lingering health issues he had. Robert Hansen murdered these women because he had a vicious hate for women due to his lack of love or attention from girls as his youth.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
What a fucking crybaby.
He wanted to seek revenge on all women. His known victims are Celia Van Zenten, Megan Emmerich, Mary Thill, Eklunta Annie, Joanna Messina, Roxanne Eastland, Lisa Futrell, Sherry Morrow, Andrea Alchiri, Sue Luna, Robin Pelkey, Dylan Frey, Paula Golding, Cindy Paulson, Malai Larson, Teresa Watson, Angela Federn, and Tamara Pedersen.
Fuck, God, what a list.
Yeah.
Those poor women.
And so he was dubbed the Butcher Baker. That's what he was dubbed.
The Butcher Baker.
Yeah.
What fucking genius wrote that?
I know. But that's his moniker.
Oh, that's so fucking
It made me
stupid.
think of that horror movie we watched, The Butcher Baker.
Candlestick Maker.
No, but that wasn't the...
Yeah, Butcher Baker something maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Joe Bob.
Yeah.
But this is...
That's the piece of shit.
Yeah, so that's Robert. And like...
He was an ugly fuck.
Yeah. Those are his victims.
Oh, for fuck's
And that
sakes.
was the map that was found
Wow.
behind his headboard. But he just hated all women. But like he had women. He married one woman, but lost her when he decided to burn down a garage.
Yeah,
so she divorced him. It had nothing to do with his appearance. She just left him. Then he had another wife and 2 children, but he just decided to rape or attempt to rape a housewife and raped a sex worker. Like, your actions is what caused you to lose women. Like, yeah,
duh.
He was probably teased as a youth for having a stutter and acne, because who wasn't when they had those things?
Well, and it being the 50s. Mm-hmm. Though, in all honesty, he looks like the kind of guy who has, like, a belt for his socks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like a little garter.
Yeah, he looks like the kind of guy who, like, walks around his house with, like, his, like, black socks on with the belts.
Yeah. And
like,
shorts and like boxers.
In boxer shorts and a wife beater.
Yeah.
You know, and he always has like a screwdriver in his fucking hand.
Yeah.
That he uses to pick his fucking teeth and fix his fucking stupid glasses.
He has a lanyard for his glasses.
Yeah.
You know, so when he takes them off, they just hang around his neck.
Yeah. He looks like the kind of guy who like moans his own name when he jerks off.
Ew.
While he like sucks on his bottom lip.
Ew.
Like,
all right. That's gross.
You know, like he's missing his mother.
The visual of that.
He looks like the kind of guy who has like streaks in his underwear.
Yeah, for sure. Oh no, I don't know about that. He's probably like one of those neat freaks. He looks like one of those particular neat freaks where he gets home and when he takes off his pants, he like folds them so the crease.
Oh my god, and his sock drawer is arranged by color.
And like if he's gonna wear the pants again, they like, you know, hang appropriately on the back of a chair, you know.
He probably is like one of those fucking pieces of shit who cares way too much about their goddamn lawn.
Yeah.
That it all has to be a certain level, you know, and he shits on other people. The leaves from your fucking tree are on my fucking lawn. Why don't you do your raking?
Yeah.
You know, like a piece of garbage like that, right? I never would rake. I don't fucking rake my leaves.
I know you don't.
I wouldn't fucking rake them. Especially if my neighbor was pissed off playing my tree. I'm like, I didn't plant that tree, you stupid fuck.
In case you can't tell, there's some personal emotions bubbling to the surface here.
All right. Like, I'm glad he's dead. What's the point of giving someone fucking 400 years?
Yeah.
Every fucking asshole along the way fucked up with putting him away. Mm-hmm. Like, he should have been in jail way before this crap.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give him like fucking 6 months for raping someone. Like, fuck all this.
But 5 years, and he served the 5 years for the chainsaw.
Oh, like, it's just honestly so fucking disgusting.
Just makes you think, like, what did they think of women in that time, specifically sex workers? Okay, so we'll give them 5 years, but let them out in 6 months. But you steal a chainsaw and you have to serve from day one, your whole 5 years. They obviously looked down on women in that profession.
Yeah. When you think about, like, how lazy they could have been at that time as well.
Yeah.
Just like, they only had to ask his friends twice. All right, you said he was with you. Now, are you sure he was with you? Well, actually, he wasn't with us. Like, how fucking lazy are you that you got to get an FBI profiler?
Thank God for Detective Floth, though. Like, he's the one, like, that made the connection. The other cops that put him away for the attempted rape and the chainsaw stealing, and, like, that wasn't Detective Floth. He's the one that was like, okay, we have 3 bodies that have just turned up here. We need to figure this out. Yeah,
I think credit where credit's due. Mm-hmm. It's just, it pisses me off. I feel like there's so many jobs where you can just phone it in. Don't be a fucking cop if you're not gonna fucking do your goddamn job.
They do talk a lot, and I know we've covered this lightly in previous episodes, but they do talk about, like, cops and 911 dispatchers just getting desensitized to the job.
Oh yeah, of course that's gonna happen. Sadly so. Mm-hmm. You know.
Shall we read some Dylan?
Forget fucking Dylan McDermott. Forget him. That's it. We've had enough. It's been like 30 episodes since we started doing it. So let's now move our attention to Robert Wuhl, the legendary, the immortal Robert Wuhl. The rich. You know why they're so odd? Because they can afford to be. I don't think they're odd. I think they're just assholes. There are definitely, there's definitely a selection of rich people who act like weirdos. But all the things that we're watching right now, the Balenciaga.
Oh my gosh.
Everything that's going on in the world, I'm finding that the wealthy are not so much odd as satanic.
Yeah.
And trying to destroy us all.
And going after the children.
Yeah. The rich seem to be, the world's elites seem to be into fucking children. So that's a thing. But, you could say that's odd. Thank you, Robert Wuhl. We'll catch you for the next one. How many do we have on this? A to Z quotes, Robert Wuhl. We got 1, 2, 2.
Well,
we only got 2.
Brainy quotes might have more.
Yeah, well, that's fine. If we only get 2 Robert Wuhl, that's all right.
Feel free to comment on cast_Aghast on Instagram. Any suggestions?
Yeah, let us know who you want to hear quotes from at the end of a story about rape and murder. Let us know. And on that note,
enjoy the rest of your week.
Enjoy. Bless your hearts. Take care. Bye-bye now.
You can check us out on YouTube at Catam Concoction.
That's CATAM CONCOCTION.
And on Instagram at cast_Aghast.
Remember, there's a silent H. No, today we're actually talking about, what's his fucking name? Oh, the baker.
Robert Christian Hansen, the butcher baker.
Robert.
Christian. Just say Robert Hansen, butcher baker. Robert Hansen.
We're talking about Hans Christian Andersen. The matchstick girl. Yeah.
Now, last week we featured a cat using the litter box.
Yeah, this fucker
This
now
week
is eating.
we're featuring a cat eating.
Why didn't you close the door?
Oh, don't even. I said, let's get the animals out of the room. And you're like, they're fine for now. So we're sitting in an office now with 2 cats and a dog.
Stop eating. Say the sentence again.
Why? Face the mic when you talk. He did have a strong alibi. During this time, Detective Glenn Floth was investigating. Would you say Flothy or Floth or?
Is this a good guy or a bad guy?
He's a good guy. He's a detective.
Then I would say Floth.
Okay. They had connected him with a criminal profiler. Detective Floth requested assistance from the FBI. They had connected him with a criminal profiler. I can't.
They connected him with a criminal profiler.
The profiler. I'm giving you your work cut out for this one.
What's wrong with you? Is their brain synapses
Yeah,
not firing
it's on Sunday mode.
The profiler.
Oh my gosh! Stop kicking the garbage.
Yeah, it's your dog. The trees of your fucking the leaves from the tree. Your. Don't ever fucking do that again when we're live.
We're never live.